YouTube, it's your perfume principal. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, welcome and thank you for joining. If you are a returning subby, welcome back and thanks for joining us again today. This channel is dedicated to helping you find your perfect sillage or scent trail. We go beyond skin deep to discover the many scent trails that we can leave behind. Thank you for joining me today. So let's get started. All right, so last week we talked about, it was the beginning of the year, so we talked about New Year's resolutions, goals, and so forth and so on. So today's main focus is going to be self-reflection. So what does that mean? So in my field of work, self-reflection is something that I have to do every single day. Because if you don't self-reflect and you don't try to walk in someone else's shoes, sometimes you're going to make choices you don't need to make or you shouldn't make. So self-reflection for me is looking in the mirror, looking in that mirror. But you have got to be careful of the placement of that mirror, because sometimes if you're too close, you're only going to get a perspective of something in your face. Sometimes you need to extend the mirror a little further out so that you could see what's behind you, what's to come, who's to the left of you, who's to the right of you. And when you have developed those relationships where you're able to trust people and you have developed genuine friendships and genuine relationships, people in that mirror, they're going to be able to tell you, what you did was not correct, you made a bad choice, you need to reevaluate yourself, you could have handled that a different way. It may not be words that you want to hear automatically, but if you have that relationship and that connection, then self-reflection should let you know, okay, what do I need to do to become the best me that I can become? So all of that self-reflection is a form of self-discipline. And self-discipline, those are some of those scent trails that you leave behind. So the reason why I'm talking about even self-discipline and self-reflection is in this perfume community, I've been in the community, I could say, forever. Like I said, I grew up with my mom, making sure all her girls smelled good and so forth and so on. So I'm no stranger to perfume and scents and layering and all of that. However, just being visible on YouTube and TikTok, I've seen a lot of controversial issues when it comes to perfume, whether you want to buy niche, whether you want to buy indie, whether you want to buy designer, whether you want to buy Middle Eastern and so forth and so on. And this is a whole part of self-reflection. You have to know yourself and you have to know what it is you want to spend on. So if you are a person and you want to buy only niche, perfect. Go ahead and purchase those only niche. If you're a person and you only want to buy Middle Eastern, go ahead and do that. But it's about self-reflection, knowing yourself, knowing your worth, and knowing that the decisions that you are making, yes, while they might impact others, they're also going to impact you. Because there's this analogy on TikTok, YouTube, all the social media platforms, FOMO. At first, I didn't know what that meant, but then I became a very, very FOMAtic person, because fear of missing out. I wanted the latest, I wanted the greatest. But then you have to self-reflect, why are you doing this? So this whole journey of self-reflection, getting to know yourself, what scent sillage are you leaving behind? So if you want to leave that niche behind, and you have individuals who purchase niche and Middle Eastern and they mix them together. So today's message, we're just talking about self-reflection. How are you reflecting on what you would like to purchase? So let's get started. Guys, this is going to be a longer video today because I have several perfumes that I like to review. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And let's just do this. So let's get started with matcha latte. Now, when you hear the word matcha, everybody thinks of Starbucks, the matcha tea, and so forth and so on. Or even if you don't think of matcha from Starbucks, you're thinking of matcha powder or something to that effect. So I kept hearing reviewers talk about this matcha latte, and they were saying what it smelled like to them. And I know that I love a vanilla note. When it comes to scent sillage, I love anything vanilla. Back in the day, one of my favorite perfumes Vanilla Fields. I don't even remember who it was by, but Vanilla Fields. I love that perfume. And then when I got a little older and started going to Victoria's Secret, it was always, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a whole line of the vanilla one from Victoria's Secret that I would get. It just came out again recently. I just can't remember. So anyway, so we have here Matcha Latte. So you guys see it. Matcha Latte is by a company called Australia. So Australia, yes, is a Middle Eastern house. And the notes of Matcha Latte are vanilla, milk, and anise. All right, so those are the top notes. The mid notes are licorice, toffee, and sugar. And the base notes are tonka, Madagascar vanilla, and musk. Now, me just reviewing perfumes and so forth, a note in this perfume that does not, I don't find fancy or does not work well with my scent, my pH, or I haven't found the right mixture of it until this, is that note of toffee. It's just something about that extra burnt toffee that does something to my skin, and but it's in Matcha Latte. So that is, we have our Matcha Latte. So here's my scent strip. Let's see if we could pick up any of those notes. Now, like I said, I didn't go to perfume college, but it's very clear that I smell sugar, I smell vanilla, tonka. That's what I really smell. I can't sit here and say, oh, I smell anise and smell all those different spices. But that is what I smell. This is just an everyday wear vanilla. And I do have a few layering combinations that it could go with. But before I continue on with that, and I've done this one before, I believe, if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I've done this on TikTok. Here we have Matcha Latte that you can purchase. I think I saw it for $36 when it was at its lowest. And then this is another one. This is called Maison Mataha, by the House of Maison Mataha. This is Escapade Gourmand. A lot of people say these smell alike. And I'm here to tell you, they smell alike to me. Whether or not they were inspired by each other, they smell alike to me. And remember, the whole thing about finding that perfect sillage is that the scent trail is going to evoke meaning, memory, and I can't remember the last M, but the scent sillage evokes all of those, meaning, memory, and this is what it does. So when I smell that Matcha Latte, that is what I smell. Now, because of those notes, I decided I wanted to kind of highlight something a little boozy that would go with this. So some of the layering combinations that I think would go great with Matcha Latte are Forbidden Sugar. Now, Forbidden Sugar, I believe, is by a house called Amir, and it's a dupe of Frank Boclet's, or forgive me if I pronounce his name wrong, Sugar. Marshmallowy, very sweet scent. I think those will work together well. And then we have Lattafa's Khamra. Everyone should know about Khamra. If you don't, check it out. It is delectable. So I believe that this Matcha Latte would go with all of the flankers of Khamra. Well, let me just take that back. I have the regular Khamra, the original, and then the Khamra Kawa as the second flanker. I do not have the Dukan as of yet. And then I think this will go well with Artisan Ethnique. That is another sugary cinnamon balm from Lattafa. Those will go well together. Her Confession, just to highlight that lactonic note, the milk note that is in this Matcha Latte. I believe Her Confession, if you have Lactia Divina, or if you have Blanche Bette, those three will go well just to highlight the lactonic note of the scent. And then Miel Vanille, or Miel Vanilla by Paris Corner. That is actually one that I will be reviewing today. But because of the similar notes, I also believe that Matcha Latte would go well with that. All right, so that's our first one. So let's move on. The second one we're going to talk about is a oldie but goodie. I am shopping from my collection. So the second one is, you guys should be familiar with the bottle. If you're not, it is called Vanilla Voyage by Maison Estrade. The house is Maison Estrade, and this is called Vanilla Voyage. Now, Vanilla Voyage has top notes of caramel and butter. Two simply sweet, delicious notes. Caramel and butter, has mid notes of honey, tonka, and jasmine, and has base notes of vanilla, amber, and musk. This one I've had for a while, guys, and believe it or not, I have not worn it out. I've just tried it in the house. It is good, so I'm gonna try to get some wears out of that. Yep, I do actually smell honey. I smell honey. maybe a hint of caramel. I don't think honey's even in it, but I smell a little honey note. Oh yeah, it is, honey's in it. And a little bit of caramel. And I smell something kind of woody in this one. So this is Vanilla Voyage by the House of Maison & Straw. A lot of people said it's a smell alike of Bianco Latte, Giordani. I can't say the last name well, but a lot of people saying it's a smell alike. Some people are saying it's a little bit richer, so forth and so on. It smells great. It smells like it could be a great layering scent. So because of that honey note, now a lot of people say honey smells junky or funky on their skin. I love a honey note when it's done right. So when I saw this Vanilla Voyage, of course, some of the notes that the note that I wanted to highlight for this layering combination was the note of honey. So one of my favorite honey forward scents by the House of Lattafa is Teriyaki. I love Teriyaki. So I believe Teriyaki will go well with this. And also believe the House of Maison Alhambra, which is a subsidiary of Lattafa, has a Bella, which is, I believe, a smell alike of Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle. So that one smells great. When I wear Teriyaki, I wear that. So I would definitely put those together. And then because of the tonka note, even though I said I was highlighting honey, because of the tonka note, I believe that this would go well with Arabian's Tonka by Montal. Or if you have a smell alike of Arabian's Tonka, Noir de Arabi by the House of Pandora is one that smells like it. I believe Carus by the House of Kadlaj, I believe also is a smell alike to Arabian's Tonka. And Al Haramain Amber Oud, I believe it's the blue bottle. That one is a smell alike also of a mixture of Arabian's Tonka and something else. But also I put Shagaf Oud Tonka by Swiss Arabian. And then, of course, we could continue on with Ishal Vanilla, which is also going to be a part of this review, as well as Molten Caramel. So those are some of the layering combinations that I think would definitely go with Vanilla Voyage. All right, so we're going to continue on. Our next scent that will be described in review is Ishal Vanilla. And I've used this a lot, so I'm kind of like, oh, I thought it would have a larger dent. But Ishal Vanilla, guys, the packaging was so cute. It came with a little scarf. I know most of you guys, if you don't have it, get it. It's a very reasonable price right now. You could find it at Burlington. You could find it at Rack stores. What are my favorite stores? TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Because I believe my sister under me, we just purchased this for her the other day when we were at, I believe it was Marshalls. So we have this Ishal Vanilla by the House of Paris Corner. So Ishal Vanilla has top notes of sugar, sweet notes. So sweet notes could be a variety of sweet notes. Middle note, this one surprised me. So a mid note of rose and jasmine. And base notes of vanilla, musk, and caramel. So there we go again with that vanilla, and there we go again with that caramel. But the note that surprised me with this one was definitely the note of rose. I didn't realize it had a rose note. But let me tell you one thing, this smells great. This is set to be a smell alike of 28 flavors of vanilla. So you guys should know what I'm talking about. To me, it smells like, and I actually do have Kayali's Vanilla 28. I have that right now with me. So let me find the sprayer. Talk about reading glasses, right? Nice atomizer. It's just rich, it's deep, it's woody. No, it's not your sweet, overly sweet, childish vanilla. It's like more of a sultry, woodsy, deeper, cozy vanilla. And honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest right here. It smells like they are sisters. Smells like they are sisters. So, of course, this one, I wanted to highlight the rose note with Ishal Vanilla. I wanted to highlight the rose note. So we know that using a vanilla scent oftentimes is great when it comes to layering. And like I said, in the future, I'll do a full layering video from start to finish, from shower to finish, with what I use with some scent of choice one day. So this is, like I said, is Ishal Vanilla by Paris Corner. I've already gone over the notes. So one of my favorite scents by the House of Armaf is Club de Nuit Imperial. So Club de Nuit Imperial is a very powdery, soft, subtle rose. And this fragrance, what I'm telling you, it's going to last. It's one of my perfumes that I get compliments from when I wear it and it lasts all day. So Eshal Vanilla, I definitely use that, and I've already used that with my good old Imperial. And then Delilah from the House of Armagh, from the House of Mason Alhambra, I've used Eshal Vanilla with Delilah, which is no stranger. And it's a house, guys, called Emperor. So the House of Emperor, I have one called Oriana and Delilah, something like that. So just think outside of the box. But those two go well with that also. Tonka Gold by the House of Atrelia would go well with that. Any of the Calmer flankers would go well with that. Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl. Carolina Herrera, the regular, the original. And flankers, like I said, Very Good Girl blush. Anything like in the Noble Blush family. Body Al Ouds from Lattafa, any of those will go well with this. One of Kair's, one that goes very well with this Kair Confection Marshmallow Blush. And I know I just wanted to give 5, but I just have a long list of different perfumes that would layer well with this. Because it's a base. Angel Shares, like I said, any of the Camras, the Tonka Golds, any of those will go well with a vanilla-based perfume. So not only do I have Eshal Vanilla, guys, but this is another one. So if you don't like the House of Paris Corner, or you want to support another house, and I got to put my glasses on for this one. I can't see that well. Okay, this is a House of Zamaya. So this one's from the House of Zamaya. It's called Ramsh Diva. And this one, guys, is also a smell-alike of 28. Oops. Yep, this one's, I would say this one's a younger sister. You still get those woodsy vanilla notes in this one. But this one definitely to me would be a younger sister. Eshal Vanilla would be an older sister. Vanilla 28 would be, the sister in the middle, which is me. I'm the sister, well, not the sister in the middle, the child in the middle of my family. So, yes, so Ramsh Diva is another one. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the House of Barrett. The House of Barrett also has a smell-alike called Vanilla Bean. That one smells amazing. I've purchased that one and I've used it totally up. It's stronger, so that's an older sister to me. That one is very strong and grounded in its scent. And then I have another one that I purchased from CN1 Fragrances called Vanilla Harmony. That one is also very, very good. Very good. So it's definitely a lot of smell-alikes for 28 flavors of vanilla, which, you know, it was a while before they came out. All right, so continuing on, guys, this is a great time to hit that subscribe button. Please leave a comment. Please share the video. Please like the video. And I know there's a new hype button with YouTube, so please hype the video and join my channel, guys. This is a journey for all of us. This is a journey for us to grow from each other. So join my channel, become a supporter of your perfume principle. All right, so we're continuing on, guys. The next scent that I'm going to talk about, this one blew me out of the water. When I got it off of the TikTok shop. It was a Aroma Concepts bundle deal, 2 perfumes for $39.95. And I was like, that's a good deal, because if you go on the Aroma Concepts site, it's usually one's going to be $35, one's going to be $40. So I was like, I don't believe this. And I was like, I'm not going to get something that I already have or something with similar notes that I already have. I said, I want to just try one that I haven't even heard many reviews about. So this one, I'm going to, of course, go over the notes and tell you the name of it. So this one, it has top notes of honey, spices, and Divana. It has mid notes of incense, benzoin, and coconut. Now, you guys know benzoin is a resin from the styrax tree, the bark of a styrax tree, and it gives off the smell of vanilla and caramel. So when you think of benzoin, just think that's just going to intensify the smell of vanilla and caramel, kind of a cozy scent. All right, so then continuing on, the base notes are vanilla, brown sugar, and ambroxan. So started off with honey, ends with vanilla, brown sugar, and ambroxan. So for those of you who are new to perfumery, ambroxan is it's like a dry amber musky smell. So ambroxan is not a thing or a tree or anything. It is a synthetic that they have put together. And when the synthetic is put together, it makes the smell. It exudes the smell of dry amber and a musky smell. So some of you might be asking, well, what does dry amber smell like? We'll talk about that on another day. So this one, guys, is called Miel Vanille. Miel Vanille by the House of Paris Corner. Miel Vanille, guys, by the House of Paris Corner. Cute. You see it. If you guys could get a little close up, you could see it looks like a little beehive. So this is exactly in line with why it has the note of honey. So there's something with the what do you call it, with Middle Eastern, not just the Middle Eastern fragrances, but this is where I think it all started with Middle Eastern fragrances. Sometimes when you first get the fragrance, you spray it out and you're like, this person is lying. This person is being sponsored by a company and so forth. Let me just tell you, Middle Eastern perfumes, you get them, and this is just me through life experiences, right? So you get them, you spray them out. I hate wasting perfume, but you got to spray it out. You got to clean the nozzle. So you spray it out, you get it, and I've already done all of that. You spray it out for about 6 to 8 sprays. I have my window open behind me just to flush everything out when I'm spraying these perfumes. But anyway, so you get it and you do about 6 to 8. Some people do 12 sprays, clean the nozzle out. And then I don't wear them immediately. I have enough where I just let them sit. And people say it's a term called maceration. This is what I first learned it as, and then people have changed it to maturation. So when we talk about maceration and maturation, we think of wine. And when you open a bottle of a great, let's see, my wine of choice is Cabernet Sauvignon, you open a nice bottle, you let it air out, and we know that wine ages well. So this is the same thing with this process. So you spray out the perfumes and you just let them sit. And my first perfume that I purchased, or it was a gift actually, that I actually understood the process, was a perfume by Lattafa called Nashit. When I first got the perfume, the way I heard content creators talking about this Nashit and then the price, I was like, oh, this is like, it was maybe $25 when I got it. And when I sprayed it out, I remember I was at work in my office and I sprayed it out and I was like, oof. And then I was like, oh, okay. So then I let it sit. I started listening. I let it sit. And I'm going to tell you right now, that scent is intoxicating to me. It's a scent that sometimes when I walk by, I just want to smell it. It smells so good. It is not a safe blind buy for sure, but it worked out for me. So this one, like I said, is Miel Vanille. I just dropped one of my tester strips. All right, can I see this sprayer? Let's spray it. I'm gonna tell you I honestly, it's like I told you guys. I just told you that once you let it sit, it gets better. So I heard content creators. I do what's the most prominent note that I smell is coconut. I smell the coconut note, and it doesn't smell like the sweetest, creamiest coconut. It smells kind of like the husk, but not like not too dry. I don't even know how to really describe it, but I definitely smell the coconut and spices and a little bit of the honey. But I heard some content creators say that this one smelled a little bit like Vanilla Powder by Matière Première. I have Vanilla Powder by Matière Première. I have Frisson White by Cadlage, and I have, what's the last one? Bloomin' Bliss by the House of, I believe it's Afnan. So I'm not gonna sit here and say this smells identical to it, but what I do smell traces of it where you definitely get kind of in the scent family of the Vanilla Powder. So with that being said, a great layering combination would be the Vanilla Powder. Go ahead and use your Vanilla Powder by Matière Première. Go ahead and use your Frisson White by Cadlage. Go ahead and use your Bloomin' Bliss by Afnan. So some of the other scent notes that I have, of course, honey's in here. So just know from now on, when I have a honey note, I'm always going to use Teriyaki and Bella something by the House of Maison Alhambra. So I already have on this list, I have Teriyaki, I have the Bella from the Maison Alhambra. Another one that has great notes of honey is Naxos by Xerjoff. And if you don't have Naxos by Xerjoff, do like I did and get Vous Elegante by Paris Corner. Bright Peach would go well with this. Monarch is another peach one by Maison Alhambra that will go with this. Peach Please by the House of Zamaya. And a lot of our tobacco forward perfumes have honey in it. And I know Tobacco 01 by the House of Swiss Arabian is going to be a great one to go with this. And of course, when you say all of that, of course, all of the cameras would go well with that. All right, so thank you guys so much. You guys have been so patient. We're still going on. Remember, if you have not subscribed, liked, hyped up the channel, and shared the video, this is a great time to do that. Set your notification bell so that you could always know when a new video is updated. Guys, I do a short just about every day, so please support me with the shorts also. All right, moving on to our next one. And I wish I had ordered this with the Ixchel Vanilla and the Ramsch Diva. All right. As you guys can tell, vanilla, and I said it before, is my favorite note. So right now we have one called Vanilla Seduction. And if you see my previous video, you will know that I did the sister to this was Vanilla Aura, which was a smell-alike of what people say Vanilla Planifolia by Guerlain. So this one is Vanilla Seduction. So this one, 28 flavors of vanilla. So Vanilla Seduction has top notes of Blew Me Away, plum, jasmine, and lily of the valley. Mid notes of vanilla, brown sugar, caramel. So a lot of them, you guys are seeing the trend of vanilla, brown sugar, caramel, or amber, right? And the base notes of amber, tonka, musk, and patchouli. So we know that patchouli is going to add some earthiness to this, a little deeper, probably a little bit more sensual because of that patchouli, that note. I used to be afraid of the note of patchouli, but just smelling and studying perfumery to the extent that I've done it, I didn't go to college for it, I really like the smell of patchouli in fragrances. All right, so let's give this one a sniff. We have our scent strips here. So let's give it a good old atomizer check. You can see that too. Powerful atomizer. Very good. Smell the incense in here. Smell the patchouli in here. Yep, this one is deeper, darker, more sultry. But definitely you smell just a little bang more with that patchouli in it and the incense a little bit more deeper. The thing that surprised the heck out of me for this one was a note of plum. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love a plum note. So I know that Maison Alhambra has one. I ended up giving it away. I share, sharing is caring, Biblioteca, something like that, which is a smell like a Byredo's Berlianetta. Or maybe I have it wrong. I think it's Berlianetta Biblioteca, something like that. But that has a plum note in it. That was a good one. All right, and of course, one of my favorite plum note is Initio's Paragon. Has a great plum note in it, and I'm Miss Unisex, and I love when it comes to perfumery. I will wear male-dominated perfumes. Okay, so that's what I meant when I said unisex. And Vintage Radio, I have Vintage Radio, and this Neshama, they also said is very close to it, but I have Vintage Radio. Another perfume that by the House of Lattafa that has an exquisite plum note is Teriyaki Intense. So Teriyaki Intense and Vanilla Seduction will go well together. Arabian's Tonka because of that Tonka note. Grand Soir by MFK. Maison Francis Kerkdejan, who makes Baccarat Rouge 540. So he makes Grand Soir, but they have so many smell-alikes to Grand Soir. Ambre Eve by Fragrance World. Eternal Oud by the House of Lattafa. I can't think of any more. I think it's one actually called Soir by the House of French Avenue or Fragrance World. So those are some great ones. Artisan Ethnique, Molten Caramel to highlight that caramel note. Tiramisu Speculoos is a good one that would go with that one also. So that was Vanilla Seduction by the House of Maison Asrar. And I believe, guys, I have three more. And I'm going to skip around a little bit. This one should not be new to anyone. The next one that I'm smelling, this is, guys, my second bottle of this one. And then I have another one that smells pretty much the same. They're from kind of this, let's just say the same house when you think of it. It's Vanilla Overdose, and it has a hint of lavender, and lavender is a note that I don't love, but it's done very well in this perfume. It's done very well in YSL Libre Intense. It's done very well. I'm just starting to like it when it's mixed properly. So this perfume I'm going to talk about has notes of pink pepper, mandarin, and ginger. A ginger note adds that extra kiss to it, just like Versace's the black bottle. What is it? Crystal Noir, the black bottle. That ginger hits you when you first spray. It's just like, whoa. I love ginger. I love ginger tea. I love ginger chews. Ginger chews. I love ginger root. We beat the root. Where I'm from, we make drops. Drops, if you know, you know. Drops is a sweet ginger, brown sugar mixed up with coconut. So it is so good. So we make drops where we're from. Heart notes are praline. When I think of praline, the first thing that comes to me is Camera. So so I already know it's going to go with Camera. Then we have cacao, lavender, and jasmine. And the base notes, we have vanilla, amber, and musk. So this one is very popular. It's like a lot of folks, number one, from the house of Lattafa. My sister has the one that is supposed to be a smell-alike of. We've already done a side-by-side comparison for one of my TikTok videos. Like I said, I don't have too many duplicate perfumes or perfumes that I've purchased twice. And I could list right now, since I've started this collection, again, the perfumes that I have purchased twice. Versace Yellow Crystal, Versace Eros for women, Angam. I mean, this is just sweet. Guys, this is just pure deliciousness. This is just pure deliciousness. Out of all the vanillas that I have described thus far, while the Matcha Latte and the Escapade Gourmand are sweet, this one, the sweetness in this one is just a little different. I'm not going to say better or worse, but this one it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful, beautiful scent. So Angam, this is my second bottle of Angam. I believe Yara, the pink Yara, I believe I am on, gosh, this is I'm on my second or third bottle. Quad Al Fursan Unlimited, I'm on my second bottle. Shagaf Utanka, I'm on my second bottle. So I'm trying not to get too many second bottles, but this thing, I just couldn't resist it. It's so intoxicating. So this is Angam, a smell-alike of Burberry's Goddess. But not too far from Angam, guys, sits Athena. Athena is by Maison Alhambra. So you have Lattafa and Maison Alhambra. Lattafa is a big house, then Maison Alhambra is a subsidiary house. You have these two companies making a perfume that's a smell like a Burberry Goddess. Guess what? They're both very delicious. So some of the scents that would go with Angam or Ensemble Gold, any of the Vanilla 28 smell alike. Vanilla 28 itself, YSL Intense because of the lavender note, Farah Gold because of the lavender note, Leone because of the lavender note by House of Maison Alhambra, Baccarat Rouge 540 or any of the smell-alikes for that, Rave Now, Nebras, Choco Musk would go great with it, Nashit or Ani would go great with it. Really, any of the Yaras would go great with this. So it is a scent that really goes well with anyone. You want it a little bit more sultry, you go with Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, or you could go with Soiree. That's another one that gives it a deep sultry kick by, I believe it's Maison Astral. On any of the pistachio ones, Cahiers, or what's the other one? Affection Love by Lattafa, guys. I am going to do the last two, not too quickly because I'm already at 35 minutes. Wow. So the next perfume, I had to get it. I did not want to because I was like, oh, it's a little up there for Middle Eastern, but this brand usually is a little bit up there anyway. To me, you might could get a good sale around those sale times. So this one, it was sold out several times on TikTok. I hadn't seen it on Amazon. I went to the website that made it. It was sold out. Joma Shop, of course, didn't have it. Fragrance Net didn't have it. So Oud Lash didn't have it. So a lot of the people where I purchased from, they did not have it. So anyhow, this one has top notes of Orange Blossom, that's another note that I love, because Orange Blossom, when I see Orange Blossom, I think of Ensemble Gold, Fakama, or Love Don't Be Shy. So then we have Orange Blossom, Coconut, Pink Pepper. Another one we just read was the Angam and Athena. They both have notes of pink pepper. Then the mid notes are of tuberose, Indian jasmine, not your regular jasmine, Indian jasmine, caramel, cappuccino. So there you go. You can smell a little coffee, add a little coffee note to it. The base notes are bourbon vanilla. We know that bourbon vanilla just adds that sweet, extra sweetness. Sandalwood, musk, and tonka bean. Right there as a base note, that is like defining your perfume principle. So I finally got this. And what I'm telling you, it's part of the Heritage Collection. So those of you who've been doing perfumery for a while, you know what I'm talking about. Heritage Collection, Swiss Arabian's Vanilla 01. I have Musk 01, Tobacco 01, Rose 01. Or I think one of them might be Musk 07. So let's see. That's all I could, my mouth is already watering. It's like, it smells clean to me. It smells like a clean vanilla. I smell a hint of the jasmine, a hint of the coconut. Yep. I was like, I smell tobacco, but tobacco's not in here. But so that must be the cappuccino note mixed with the other ones giving me that smell of tobacco. So it smells so good. It smells so good. So to me, because of the Orange Blossom note, I already told you guys, Ensemble Gold, Fakama, Love Don't Be Shy. Because of the cappuccino note, French coffee, put 2 Swiss Arabian Vanilla 01 to 1 French coffee. French coffee is very strong by Al Rehab. Tiramisu cocoa, tiramisu caramel will go with this also. Creamy Velvet by the House of Codlage. And I even put, oh my gosh, I can't. Musamam White Intense and Quad Alpha Son Unlimited to highlight those coconut notes. But I even put Tobacco 01 because that cappuccino got a little tobacco-ish. So I put in there. Cafe Latte is another one I didn't put down. It just came to me by Codlage. So guys, again, this is Swiss Arabian Vanilla 01. Guys, the last fragrance for today's review. Thank you for spending this time with me. Again, like, subscribe, put on the notification bell, hype me up, hype me up. I said almost a Heavenly Father. I'm ready to pray. Hype me up. That was odd. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Hype me up. And, we're on this journey together of finding that perfect sensation goes beyond skin deep. This last perfume, I have not done a top vanilla. So I'll probably do that sometime. But this, I just love the note of vanilla. When I took this out of the box and I smelled it, I didn't even have to spray anything out 8 times. It's not a lot of perfumes I do that to where the first smell is just intoxicating. It smells good. It just made me like, wow, this is great. This is like the people who came together and put this together, they have a gift. And if they don't realize that they have a gift, how they crafted this perfume so well, I'm letting you know. Mr. Codlage and Company, you have a gift because this vanilla that you have crafted for a special to Amazon blew me away. So right now, on this date, this vanilla is, I have to say, like top 3. It smells amazing. People are saying it's a smell alike of Fleur Vanilla Skin, which I only have the body splash, which is finished, and Mind Game Queenin'. I don't have Mind Games Queenin'. And am I gonna run out there to get it? No, I'm quite content with this because I've self-reflected. And at this point in my life, I'm gonna be content with this, content with what you have. All right, so this one has notes of vanilla, powdered sugar. When I think of powdered sugar in a note, apple. I don't smell the apple all that in there, but when I hear of an apple note, certain people know what perfume I'm going to go straight to as a layering combination. Cashmere wood, amber, white blossom. Not sure what white flower blossom it is, just says white blossom. Mr. Codlage, that's fine. Vanilla, sandalwood, and benzoin. And again, benzoin is that resin from the styrax tree, and it gives the perfume the note of a vanilla caramel-like scent. Y'all, this one is Sawar Vanilla Blanc. Sawar Vanilla Blanc by the House of Codlage. My Codlage has not disappointed me to date. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's like the powdered sugar, amber, sandalwood, vanilla. It's just, y'all, it's so good. I definitely smell the reminiscence of Flora's Vanilla Skin. Definitely smell that. Because this is not a sweet, sweet vanilla. This is a sultry, sultry, sultry vanilla. So Codlage, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Codlage family. This is great. So some of the fragrances, all of the fragrances, I just want you to know, I'm a layering queen. I'm the layerologist. You could call me that if you'd like. I like to layer. That's just it. Do I have to layer? I don't have to layer. I just like to layer because a lot of people have perfumes and I don't want to smell like anyone else. So I'm going to layer to make mine different, but you can wear any of these perfumes alone. Some of the layering combinations, because of that apple note, you guys know, I love an apple note when it's done right. From back in the day, DKNY, the green apple, delicious. I used to love that scent. So that just came to my memory bank just sitting here. That would go well with this one. Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. I love Casablanca. I want to get the essence of Casablanca sooner or later. We'll see. Guys, Sublime by the Al Oud, Sublime by the House of Lattafa. Tufa by the House of Luniche is also another one. Eden Juicy Sparkling Apple by Kayali, of course. Forbidden Sugar to highlight those powdery notes. Gala by Kisa by Paris Corner, the powdery notes. Genou Noir by Al Haramain, those powdery notes. Tiramisu Caramel, Tiramisu Cocoa, Teriyaki, because of the sweetness of the vanilla and the sandalwood. And I even put molten caramel. So I'm not ranking, I'm just discovering with you, and I'm just letting you know, guys, that all these vanillas are Chef's Kiss top tier. All right, guys, thank you for your patience. Like I said, this is a great time to give me a thumbs up, to give me a comment, to share, like, upload the video, share the video, put on your notification bell so you could get notification when I am doing another video. I'm going to start doing lives sooner than later. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, your scent trail goes beyond what you put on your skin, but that is a great place to start. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, hype, and turn on your notification bell. And remember, guys, remember, your purpose matters. Your purpose matters. Stay sweet.